Good afternoon, my YouTube viewers. Palestine here. Welcome to my channel. And basically, if you're interested in data science, I made a data science video this morning on experimental design using a Latin square. And then tomorrow, I plan on doing another data science video because data science videos are very brain intensive, so I generally don't want to do more than one a day. And then in addition to the data science video I made on my other channel, being Crystal X, I made a video about keys, and so I hope you watch the keys, because the keys video explains how criminals were able to get into my flat even though I wasn't believed, even though I was not believed. I was given a diagnosis of a mental illness. This, if you watch the keys video, that will tell you how criminals were able to get keys to my flat and enter my flat, but I wasn't listened to by the mental hospital. And that's one of the reasons why I don't feel safe around mental health workers, because I know that mental health workers don't listen to people. And when people are a victim of a crime, they don't listen to them, and they just give them a diagnosis of a mental illness. And that has happened time and time again. There's this lady who's got a PhD in psychology, and I think her name is Jessica Taylor, and she is on LinkedIn, and she's also on Facebook, and she talks about how women in particular are pathologized. I know I didn't pronounce that correctly, but pathologized, and told that they're mentally ill when they report a crime. So one, I have been told that I was mentally ill by abusive partners, just as another way to abuse me. And I've been told I was mentally ill by my former employer, Foster Wheeler, in their attempt to cover up the gang stalking and mobbing that I was being subjected to. I was told that I was mentally ill by Prospect Park Mental Hospital because they didn't listen to me. They didn't want to investigate what I was saying. It was much easier for them to say that I was mentally ill than to report the crime that had been committed against me to the police and let the police investigate it. But the police are hopeless and the police are useless. And I was told I was mentally ill by the police because I know this because I did a subject access request, and the police put in their records that I was mentally ill, and they weren't going to respond to me because, in their opinion, I was mentally ill. I tried to have their comments removed from my medical records from my police records, because they were not justified. But the information commissioner said that the police are allowed to keep their comments about me in my police records because they are allowed to put their opinions in my records. So police records are very subjective. When police officers who have more in common with criminals than they do with upstanding, honest members of society are allowed to put their opinions in your police records, you know you're in trouble. So I've been told I was mentally ill for a long time, and that was one as a mechanism of abuse, a way to cover up criminal acts that were being committed against me, and a way for the police not to have to investigate my complaint. And so basically, yeah. So if you watch my video on keys, you will know how criminals got keys to my apartment and were able to come and go from my apartment as they please, and nobody asked any questions. And so after I made that one video, I took the bus to town, to the mall, and I met a friend. I met my Sikh friend, and then what we did was we went looking for a top. And the reason why we were looking for a top is because we're in the middle of a heat wave. And what somebody told me is that this heat is coming from Africa. I don't know if it's true or not. I think that I read somewhere on Google that the heat was coming from Spain, but Spain is really close to Africa. So maybe the heat went to Spain, the heat from Africa went to Spain, and then got him to the UK where I am. So we're still in the middle of a heat wave. I don't have a lot of summer clothes, and the reason why is because England is a cold country, so they don't have long summers. And because they don't have long summers, they don't really have a lot of reason to actually wear a lot of summer clothes. And because the heat wave was so bad, I was actually going to wear some short leggings and a top, but the weather said it was going to be cooler today, and I thought, well, I don't want to wear short leggings and a top if I'm going to get cold. So you can see I'm wearing this. I'm wearing black leggings. I don't know if you can see it, but I've got black leggings with this dress. I tend to wear a lot of black because I don't have a washing machine. I have to wash everything by hand. And since I don't have a washing machine and I have to wash everything by hand, I wear a lot of dark colors, because if I get something stained, I can't get the stain out. So I prefer wearing dark colors just so it's easier for me to clean them. And so this is a black and white dress, so it's got a lot of black in it. So I just try to be careful not to get my clothes dirty. I do believe I got this from a handout. I either got it from a handout or the Salvation Army, one of the two, because Salvation Army on Oxford Road has a charity shop where you can get things for £1, but I haven't been there for a long time, so I don't know if you can still get things for £1 or not there. And then so we went looking for clothes at this shop, and it was an Asian-run shop, and most of these Asian-run shops, they're made for small built people, because Asians from Asia are generally small built. Their bones are small. I'm not particularly tall, but I've got big bones, and you can tell I've got broad shoulders. And because I've got broad shoulders, generally wear a size larger on the top than I do on the bottom. And I was with my Sikh friend, and he kept saying, let's go, let's go, let's go. And I couldn't find anything that I particularly liked, so we went ahead and left. And then so we went up to the biscuit factory where they were having the Depression Expression coffee morning, and I was sitting in there and I was thinking about it. I was thinking, I want to go back to that place and get this dress. So I went over back. I told my boyfriend, I said, I want to go back. And then so I left my boyfriend and my Sikh friend at the biscuit factory, and I went back to that shop, and I was talking to the man who ran the shop. I asked him, I said, where do you get your clothes? Because I was assuming that he gets them from Asia, because they're made for small built people, people with small bones, not people like me with big bones. Even though I'm not particularly tall, you know, I still have big bones, especially broad shoulders and a broad rib cage. And he said that he gets clothes wherever he can, and he didn't specify what country he gets them from. He told me, because I saw a large and an extra large, he said that a small medium is an 8-10, and then a large and an extra large was a 12-14, and so an extra large is a 14. So I'm not a 14. I haven't been a size 14 for a long time, but I'm trying to lose weight, trying to get back down to a 14. And So I would need minimum XX large, which would be a 16. And he said he's not getting the larger sizes in until next week. So I thought, well, I can't get any clothes here if you're not getting, if an extra large is, no, yeah, if an extra large is a 14, I need at least an XX large, which would be a 16. So I thought, well, I'm not going to get what I wanted to get. I'll have to wait until next week because I was going to get a dress that's got elastic up here and then goes down. And then, so I thought, well, let's check the Poundland one more time. So I went and looked in the window of the Poundland and I saw a dress and I thought, well, that looks nice. That looks like something I could wear. So I went back into Poundland, tried the dress on. I was going to get an 18, but I thought, well, let's try a 16. If it doesn't have a waist, if the dress doesn't have a waist, I can get a 16. I can get into a 16. But if it has a waist, I can't do it. I don't have a waist anymore. So this is what I bought. I've got it on a hanger, and I've got it with a black t-shirt because I certainly can't go around wearing a dress like this without a t-shirt. So the t-shirt is something that I already had, and this is what I got. This is the dress that I got. And you can see it has ties that go on the shoulder. And some people who are built a lot better than I am might want to wear this dress with just the ties. But I thought at my time of life, I would be mutton dressed as lamb if I tried to wear this dress with only the ties. So I already had this t-shirt. It's a size 12 that I got a long time ago, but I was able to get in it, and I thought really the only thing I need is the top and the sleeves, and I don't need anything else. So this is what I got. This is the dress that I got, which I wanted to show my YouTube viewers. And I want to point out that I'm not able to deduct it as an expense to the business. I'm just showing it to you because a lot of people that have their own channels, such as Jody Wright and Tiffany Thinks, they show you what they got on their channel. And the reason why is because they can deduct it as an expense to the business. But I'm not doing that. I'm just showing it to you because I can't deduct it as an expense to the business because I'm not self-employed. So this is the dress I got. This is what I got. I paid £7 for it at Poundland. And since my closet is full of things, I can't keep everything. So I periodically have to empty my closet. And so I have one dress that I got at yours, and it is a size 16 as well. But I got that before COVID, so it would have been around 2019. And I got it before COVID. And unfortunately, my body has changed, and being on anastrozole has made my body change anymore. And so I just felt that because my body has changed, it was nothing but a black dress, had a t-shirt with it, and it had a black dress, a black cover up. So it would be something like this, only black and straight, and it was just a black dress with a t-shirt on it. But I thought, well, my body has changed. I don't like it anymore. I don't feel that I look good in it because my body has changed. So I'm giving it to my boyfriend to sell on Vinted. And so my boyfriend sells a lot of my clothes that I give him on Vinted. And it's Michael Riley or Mike Riley on Vinted. I'm not sure exactly what his Vinted name is, but he sells a lot of my things on Vinted. So I think his business is Red Lion Trading or Michael Riley or Mike Riley on Vinted. And you can find a lot of my things that I can't keep, and he sells it. And I've given him a few things that are quite nice to sell, but I just can't wear them. One was an overall jumpsuit, and it was brown, and I thought, oh no, I can't wear that. I said, I look like, I'll walk around in that and I'll just look like a big turd in that. So there was nothing wrong with it. I'm sure if I had a gorgeous figure, a nice figure, I would have looked okay in it. But I just thought, no, I can't wear that. I can't go around in that. And another one was a pair of cargo pants. They were size 16 cargo pants, black, that I also got from Poundland. And I just felt like, well, my body's changed, and I just don't think I look good in cargo pants. So I'd only worn them, I think, once. But I gave those to my boyfriend to sell. And then I gave my boyfriend this dress that I had, that I haven't worn it very many times. And so his business is Redline Training, and it's either Michael Riley or Mike Riley on Vinted, where you can find my things to sell. So I'm about a 16 UK. That's all I'm willing to admit to. And then so after I made that purchase at Poundland, I didn't even have a bag to put my purchase in. So I just took the items, took them to my boyfriend, and I had a blue bag, a blue plastic bag. So I said, put this in the bag. And because I didn't want to use any of the bags in my purse, because I put my shopping in them and I didn't want it to get dirty. So he put it in the bag, and then we went to Mr. T's, and we had a $4.99 lunch special, which I paid for, and I also bought lunch for my Sikh friend, even though he has a lot more money than I have. He pleads poverty, and I really am in poverty, but I bought lunch for him, and he insisted on buying us an ice cream, because Mike bought ice cream once, I bought ice cream once, and he wanted to buy ice cream. So we went to Iceland and got some ice cream, and we went and sat by this place called Queen's Court on a bench and had the ice cream. And my boyfriend was really tired and sort of losing his patience and everything. And so I said to my boyfriend, I said, is there any place you would like to go? So he said yes. He said he needed a new pair of shoes. So he wanted to go to Sports Direct and get these shoes. And then so basically my Sikh friend was saying, well, that's really expensive. And I said, well, that's where my boyfriend wants to go, so that's where we're going. So he went to Sports Direct. He picked out a pair of shoes that he wanted. Normally would be like 70 pounds. And he got them for 22 pounds, so he was really happy about that. And then about that time, it was close to 3, around 3. And my Sikh friend said he had to leave to go home to get his bike and go to work, because my Sikh friend works as a kitchen porter. And then by that time, my boyfriend and we took the bus home. And then we got home, and I put my things away. And I wanted to make this video to show you what I got at Poundland, just to show you again. This is a dress. It goes below the knees, is what I got at Poundland. And I most probably am going to wear leggings with it. I wear a lot of leggings with my dresses, because I don't want people to see my legs. So that's the dress I got. It goes below my knees. It doesn't have a waist. So if a dress doesn't have a waist, I can wear it. So that concludes my day. That concludes the purchase I got at Poundland that I wanted to show my viewers. And I'm sure you'll see me in it at some point. So thank you so much for watching my video. If you like my video, please like and subscribe. It means a lot to me that you take an interest in my life, as pathetic as it is. Thank you for watching.